Here's an idea for folks. I wrote a column in the New York Times exploring a simple rule. We talked a lot about Facebook yesterday, in part because we were a year ago. Mark Zuckerberg apologized to Congress and the public for hate speech and bots and everything else that took place online. And so we've been talking a lot over the past couple of days. Becky's been out, but we've been talking a little bit about how to fix Facebook and what people could do to fix Facebook. And one of the ideas, which you know, because I think you were at a dinner, we were all together, where this sort of came up, is this idea of know your customer. You know where this dinner's coming from? No?
Yeah,
it's an off-the-record dinner, you might remember. And so I wrote a column that basically, there's a very simple idea that could actually, oddly enough, fix, or at least I would argue, could fix Facebook and could fix Twitter. Interestingly, and I didn't know this before, if you look at this, Facebook had actually closed down 1.5 billion, with a B, billion accounts in the course of 3 months last year, and canceled 1.3 billion accounts before that, which is remarkable, given that, by the way, they only have 2.3 billion current accounts. And so the idea is that if you could actually have a know your customer policy, which is a very Wall Street policy, which is you have to verify who's actually
doing business, right?
Who you're actually doing business with. If you did that, you'd get rid of the bots. I think you'd get rid of some of the hate speech. You'd get rid of a lot of the spreading of some of this misinformation from other people.
Sure.
You'd be able to really sort of change the game, I think, in a very sort of simple way. By the way, there is a precedent for this.
But what proof do you have to have? How do you
Well, so it's very interesting. So there's a company called Nextdoor. You actually, I think, may know some of the executives from Nextdoor. Sarah Fryer's been on our show before. Nextdoor, you cannot sign up for Nextdoor service without either a credit card or some other proof of where you live. And if you don't have those things electronically, you know what they do? They'll send a postcard to your home with a code on it. And so you can actually prove that you're a real person.
In the United States, you know where they're going to come back at it and say it's a problem is international.
So when I was in San Francisco, and I actually started to socialize this idea to see what people thought. I mean, executives recoiled when I said this.
Because they're going to lose probably more than half of their users.
The challenge, but I would argue if they started with the U.S., they started with Canada, I think you could do it in Europe.
Yeah, I'm not arguing against it. I'm saying I'm just saying what they would say to this.
Oh, look, if you're in an eyeball business and you're going to get rid of and you lose your eyeballs, it's a problem. But if you think about all of the problems and challenges that these companies face, following a know your customer policy, I think actually
they're all fixable. Just every one of them hurts their business model, which is why they're going to absolutely.
But I think this may actually, oddly enough, if you did it over time, I think if you did it over like a 2-year period, if you put down a wall tomorrow, it's going to be tough. But if you did it over time and you started in North America,
a lot about saying, okay, put down a wall for
business.
new members, and eventually you have to get everybody else who's already there.
You could do that.
Started immediately for.
Look, it's not. They know that verification matters. You know why they know? Because they're willing to put a blue check next to your name, and a blue check next to your name, and a blue check next to my name, and they know that that is actually a benefit to their system. So if they could put a blue check next to everybody's name, that would help the system.